We're $37 trillion in debt, which is why our proposal calls for 80% of that going to pay down the debt and only 20% going directly to taxpayers. Let's not forget, this isn't a handout. This was taxpayers' money that was sent to DC in the first place. It was sent to DC to support Americans.
So that was James Fishback, the so-called architect of the so-called DOGE dividend. Fishback tweeted to Elon Musk and Trump on Tuesday saying that they should announce the DOGE dividend, a tax refund check sent to every taxpayer funded exclusively with a portion of the total savings delivered by DOGE. Cenk, at least the name's catchy. What do you think?
Yeah, there is precedent for this, and I think that it actually can work. But it comes with giant buts, and we'll talk about why we don't think it is going to work. By the way, we have a poll on whether you think you'll ever get a dime from it. Yes, back to you.
It does have giant buts associated with it. Elon Musk thought it was a good idea, though, when he read about it on X. So he responded with, "We'll check with the president." Since then, the gang has all gathered at CPAC, and the DOGE dividend has already gained plenty of traction. Unsurprisingly, it's wildly popular among Trump supporters who think that they're going to get a fat check from the government, or perhaps it is surprising since they don't love handouts. But as you heard Fishback say in the clip, this is not a handout. Friendly reminder, though, that neither Trump nor Elon has told us exactly what kind of fraud has been committed with the money that they're saying they're going to discover and give back to the people from the government. And it's just that fraud is scary and they want to get rid of all the money. So regardless, I would be very surprised if those checks ever did materialize. But first, here are some of the specifics. This would be less like a stimulus check and more like a tax refund. They'd be giving millions of presumably tax-paying Americans checks of around $5,000 or maybe up to $8,000 per household. This money would come from 20% of the $2 trillion that DOGE will eventually siphon away from various portions of our government. And also, there was a reference to $55 billion that DOGE has already cut from the government spending. I don't think it was in that clip that we just showed you, but he did mention it later on in that segment with Chris Cuomo. $55 billion, that number is actually unaccounted for. According to the totals on the DOGE website, only a fraction of that amount has actually been cut to date, but we've already seen plenty of federal workers laid off and government-run programs cut or significantly reduced. So at CPAC, Trump told people that he was considering the rebates, but House Speaker Johnson pushed back while acknowledging that the optics of something like this would be great for the Republican Party. He said, politically, it would be great for us. That's our brand, and we have a $36 trillion federal debt. We have a giant deficit that we're contending with. I think we need to pay down the credit card, right? Elon Musk, however, did not like that response. So he later said, I told the president he's supportive of that, so it sounds like something we're going to do. So we've got Elon Musk functioning as our de facto president here. He said he's going to ask Trump to do the rebates, but he's the one speaking as if it's going to happen. When Speaker Johnson pushed back against it, Elon all but completely dismissed him. Elon doesn't care whether or not he has congressional approval for something like this either, because Elon Musk functions outside of our government. So this is a giant economic package that they're talking about. And this whole conversation just started because someone tweeted at Elon Musk. And that in and of itself is problematic. But giant economic decisions usually don't get made this flippantly. This has got to be like a PR move or something, it seems. Because Republicans, from what I've seen at least, they are already all over social media talking about what they're going to do with this money that they feel the government owes them. And we all know that if you give an American voter $5,000, you will have their unwavering loyalty and support because we are easily bought. Cenk, are we holding our breath for this money to come through?
Yeah, look, if they were smart, they would actually do it. And I'd be in favor of it, and I'll tell you why in a sec. So yeah, first of all, if you send American people any kind of check, they're gonna love it. It's smart political strategy. So, and then they're gonna love that you cut things because they're gonna think, oh, I got money from those cuts. Now, you should be asking, where's the other 80% going? Well, the other 80% is not going to go to savings. It's not going to pay down the debt. Donald Trump last time increased the debt by $8.4 trillion. It's going to go to corporate tax cuts. So that's why if they're going to send us 20%, take it off the table. Take it, right? Because if you don't take it, it's just going to go to more tax cuts for wealthy people. And so they're going to waste. So far, the amount of cuts they've made is, and it's not just me saying it. Steve Bannon has said it. Microscopic. They're actually, because there isn't 2 trillion to cut, there isn't 1 trillion to cut. The minute you started cutting anything, everybody was like, what are you doing cutting cancer research and firing all these poor people and veterans and stuff? Because the American people don't want that. There isn't those cuts. They're doing all of this as marketing for their giant corporate tax cuts where they're gonna take most of the money. There is one instance where this did work. I mentioned it earlier in the show. Sarah Palin did a deal with the oil companies that were drilling in Alaska, and she made them give some portion of the proceeds to the citizens of Alaska. I love that. You could do that with the $30 billion in oil subsidies that we give out every year to the oil companies. But those are honest programs, even the Palin one. These are not, so I'd be surprised if we got the money. I'd be kind of happy if we got the money, but the rest will very likely go to the super rich. All right, last word is to Mark.
I would agree with absolutely every breath of what Cenk just said, including the Palin plan, where Americans can derive some benefit from the wanton exploitation of open lands everywhere in this country for fossil fuel exploitation. Everything Brother Cenk said, I'm with you.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.